As I've emphatically stated in other videos, serving your spouse is often a way to increase attorney's fees, increase the length of your divorce, and is unnecessary if you want to get things done in the most diplomatic way possible. In today's video, I'm going to break down 7 ways that you can start your divorce without serving your spouse. My name is Bobby Buchanan. I'm a divorce attorney in the Chicagoland area and also the host of this Illinois Divorce TV. Now let's break it down starting with number 1, but before I do that, here's the caveat. Of course, there are situations where you absolutely should be serving your spouse immediately and as quickly as possible. And whether to serve your spouse or not serve your spouse is a very strategic decision that can only be made with the expert advice of an attorney. Let's dive in. Number 1, your attorney sends your spouse a very diplomatically written, friendly letter that is not supposed to be intimidating whatsoever, inviting them into their office for a settlement conference. Number 2, you ask your spouse to come to a settlement conference at your attorney's office. Number 3, you tell your spouse that you've hired a divorce attorney and that your divorce attorney would like to have a call with them, and then you facilitate the time of that call. You say to your spouse when might be best for you and get them to tell you a concrete time. Let your attorney know that time and they'll call them at that time and they can talk to them about the process and figuring out how to get through this divorce in the smoothest way possible. Number 4, you facilitate a time for you, or a time not for you, but a time for your attorney and your spouse, and possibly you, if you can be part of this call too, or Zoom in this case. You guys jump on Zoom and you talk about what approach you're going to take to resolving the case. Get the input of your spouse as far as how should we do this? This is a problem. Let's think of solutions. And your attorney, having been through this maze many times before, can offer solutions for what is the next step and take it step by step, because usually if you throw too much in there it becomes overwhelming and that's where you get resistance. Number 5, your attorney can ask that your spouse just waive the necessity of service. There's a document they can sign that says, I don't need to be served. I'm going to file my appearance into the case. Boom, service not necessary. Number 6, you and your attorney work together without your spouse to come up with a proposal for divorce. You then give your spouse, with those little things that show them where to sign, those little sticky things, a nice completed divorce package and say, hey, here you go. I've paid for the attorney. I put this together. I think it's something we can both agree on. Let me know if you want any changes, but if you don't, just sign where those little sticky tabs are. And number 7, you can do what's called bench service or desk service, and that's where your attorney or you leaves the summons with the sheriff and your spouse actually just goes to pick it up. That way they don't have to be served at home or at work or some other place where they could easily be embarrassed. So there you go. There's 7 ways that you can start a divorce without having to serve your spouse. Like I said, there are certainly cases where you do need to serve your spouse, but if you want to get through your divorce in the most amicable, healthy way possible, then I would highly recommend looking at the diplomatic approach and figuring out whether it's right for you. I'll talk to you soon. Put your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to my many social media channels if you have not. I'm sure you can find the button, and I'll talk to you soon.